My name is Sarai, and I'm 68 years old. 5 years ago, I made a decision that I thought would save my grandson's life. Instead, it set me up for the worst betrayal I've ever experienced. Grandma, Dad's at the door, Marcus called from the living room. I froze in the kitchen. Your father? Derek? Yeah, he says he wants to talk to both of us. I hadn't seen my son in 5 years, not since he'd abandoned 15-year-old Marcus on my doorstep with nothing but a backpack and a note saying he couldn't handle it anymore. His wife, Rachel, had left him, and instead of stepping up as a father, Derek had chosen drugs and disappearing acts. I walked to the door where Derek stood, looking surprisingly clean-cut. Mom, he said, attempting a smile, I know I don't deserve to be here. You're right about that, I replied. What do you want? I'm clean now, 2 years sober. I've been working with a sponsor, got a job, and I want to make amends, especially to Marcus. Marcus stood beside me, his expression unreadable. You walked away from me, he said quietly. I know, son, and I'm so sorry, Derek said, his voice cracking. I was in a dark place, but your grandmother, she saved you. She did what I couldn't. Sarai did more than save him, I corrected. I raised him. I put him through high school, helped him start community college, gave him a home. And I'm grateful, Mom, really, Derek said. That's why I'm here. I want to be part of the family again. I want to help. Help with what exactly? I asked. Whatever you need. I'm working construction now, making decent money. I could help with repairs around the house, yard work, anything. Something in his tone made my stomach turn, but Marcus looked hopeful. Maybe we could have coffee or something, Marcus suggested. I'd like that, Derek said quickly. In fact, I was thinking, Mom, you're not getting any younger. This big house must be a lot to manage. Maybe I could help you out, take some of the burden off. There it was. The house. My late husband had left me this property 30 years ago, and it had appreciated considerably. It sat on 2 acres in what had become a very desirable neighborhood. I manage just fine, I said firmly. Of course you do, Derek said smoothly. I just meant, eventually you might want help with decisions, financial stuff, legal things. I could assist with that. I have a lawyer and an accountant, I replied. I don't need your help. Derek's smile tightened slightly. Right, well, the offer stands. Marcus, how about we grab that coffee tomorrow? Sure, Dad, that sounds good, Marcus said, his face brightening. Great, I'll pick you up around 10, Derek said. Mom, think about what I said. I really do want to help. After Derek left, Marcus turned to me. Grandma, maybe he's really changed. Maybe, I said, though I didn't believe it for a second. But we'll see. You could give him a chance. He seems genuine. Marcus, genuine people don't abandon their children. They don't disappear for 5 years and suddenly show up talking about managing houses and finances. People can change, though. You always taught me that. I taught you that people can change if they want to. I'm not convinced your father wants to change. I think he wants something. Over the next 2 weeks, Derek wormed his way into Marcus's life. They met for coffee, went to baseball games, and had long phone conversations. I watched my grandson, the boy I'd raised, slowly drift toward the man who'd abandoned him. Grandma, Dad was saying you seem forgetful lately, Marcus mentioned one evening. I looked up sharply. Forgetful? I'm 68, not senile. He said you repeated yourself the other day when he called. I did no such thing. When did I supposedly call him? Last Tuesday. He said you called him twice asking if he was coming over. Marcus, I didn't call your father once, let alone twice. I don't even have his number. Well, maybe you forgot. He seemed pretty sure about it. Or maybe he's lying, I said. Marcus, what else has your father been telling you? Just that he's worried about you. He thinks maybe you should see a doctor, get checked out. My blood ran cold. There's nothing wrong with me. He also mentioned that at your age, maybe you should have someone helping you manage things, like a power of attorney. Absolutely not, I said. Marcus, I need you to listen to me very carefully. Your father wants something, and it's not a relationship with you. You don't know that, Marcus said defensively. Maybe you just can't accept that he's changed. I accept facts, and the fact is he abandoned you when you needed him most. Now he's back talking about my house and my finances. That's not love. That's opportunism. You're being unfair. I'm being realistic, and you're being naive. That's when I knew Derek had already started poisoning him against me. The next week, Derek showed up with papers. To sign a power of attorney, just in case something happens. In case of what? I asked. In case you get sick or have an accident, someone needs to be able to make decisions. I already have a healthcare proxy. My friend Linda is my decision maker. Derek's jaw tightened. Linda, a friend? Mom, that should be family. It should be me. You abandoned your son. Why would I trust you with anything? Marcus stepped forward. Grandma, Dad's right. What if something happened and Linda couldn't be reached? What if there were financial decisions that needed to be made quickly? I stared at my grandson. You're taking his side? I'm being practical, Marcus said. Dad showed me the paperwork. It's standard stuff. It doesn't give him control unless you're incapacitated. And who decides if I'm incapacitated? Him? A doctor would, Derek interjected. It's all legitimate, Mom. I'm just trying to protect you. I'm not signing anything, I said firmly. Derek's mask slipped for just a moment. You're being stubborn and foolish. You're an elderly woman living alone in a valuable property. You need protection. Protection from whom? You? From yourself, Derek snapped. You're getting older, Mom. Your judgment might not be what it used to be. That night, I called my friend Linda. Something's wrong, I told her. Derek's back, and he's trying to get power of attorney. Sarai, that's serious. Don't sign anything, Linda said immediately. I'm calling my nephew. He's an attorney specializing in elder law. This is exactly the kind of thing he handles. Do you really think Derek would try to steal from me? I think Derek is a man who left his son on your doorstep and disappeared. Yes, I think he'd steal from you. 2 days later, I met with Robert Chen, Linda's nephew. Mrs. Sarai, tell me everything that's happening, he said, pulling out a notepad. I explained everything, Derek's sudden return, his comments about my forgetfulness, the pressure to sign documents, Marcus's change in behavior. How long has this been going on? Robert asked. About 3 weeks now. And your grandson is supporting his father's claims? Completely. It's like Derek's brainwashed him. This is textbook elder financial abuse, Robert said. They're trying to establish that you're incompetent so they can take control of your assets. Has anything else happened? Any other incidents they might use as evidence? Marcus has been acting strange, cold toward me. He keeps pushing Derek's talking points about me needing help, seeing doctors, moving to a senior facility. Your son is manipulating your grandson to isolate you. We need evidence of this conspiracy. Do you have security cameras? No, but I can get them. Do it immediately. Hidden cameras if possible. Also, I want you to start recording conversations when they're both present. Do you understand what I'm telling you? You want me to catch them planning this? Exactly. Can you do that? Absolutely. I had cameras installed the next day by a security company Robert recommended. I also purchased a small recording device that looked like a pen. 3 days later, Derek and Marcus came over together. I turned on my recorder. Grandma, we've been talking, Marcus started. We really think you should consider moving to a senior community. This house is too much for you. I'm perfectly capable of living here. Derek jumped in. Mom, you left the stove on last week. Marcus told me. You could have burned the house down. I looked at Marcus, who avoided my eyes. I did no such thing. See? Derek said to Marcus. She doesn't even remember. This is exactly what I was talking about. The memory issues are getting worse. You're lying, I said directly to Derek. And you're coaching Marcus to lie too. Why would we lie? Derek asked innocently. We're concerned family members trying to help you. You're trying to steal my house. Derek laughed. That's paranoid thinking, Mom. That's another symptom, actually. Paranoia, suspicion, false accusations. Maybe we should get you evaluated by a doctor. Marcus, doesn't that seem like a good idea? I think so, Dad, Marcus said quietly. Grandma, we just want to make sure you're okay. My heart broke, but I kept recording. Here's what's going to happen, Derek continued, his voice turning cold. You're going to sign this power of attorney, or Marcus and I are going to petition the court to have you declared incompetent. We have documentation of your forgetfulness, your paranoia, your inability to manage this property. Documentation you fabricated, I said. Who's the court going to believe? A confused old woman or 2 concerned family members with legitimate evidence? We have written statements, witness testimony, everything we need. I smiled slightly. Actually, they're going to believe the recording I just made of you admitting to fabricating evidence. Derek's face went white. You recorded us? Every word! And I have a lawyer who specializes in elder abuse. You're done, Derek. Marcus looked shocked. Grandma, you set us up? No, Marcus, your father set you up. I just documented it. Derek lunged for my recorder, but I'd already uploaded the file to the cloud. You can't use that, he sputtered. It's illegal. Actually, said a voice from my doorway, conspiracy to commit fraud negates consent requirements. Robert Chen walked in, followed by 2 police officers. Mrs. Sarai contacted me with concerns about exploitation, Robert explained. Officers, if you'll review this footage and audio, you'll find clear evidence of conspiracy to commit elder financial abuse. One officer took my camera files while Robert played the audio recording. This is entrapment, Derek shouted. No, this is you admitting to fabricating evidence, Robert said calmly. Officer, you'll also want these documents. He handed over a folder. Mr. Derek Johnson attempted to forge his mother's signature on power of attorney documents last week. The notary became suspicious and contacted us. Marcus had gone pale. Dad, you told me she actually signed those. Shut up, Marcus, Derek hissed. Marcus, did you know about the forgery? I asked. No, I swear, Grandma. Dad said you signed them but forgot about it. Robert pulled out more papers. Marcus, did you sign these statements claiming your grandmother exhibited signs of dementia? Marcus looked at the documents. Dad wrote these. He just asked me to sign them. He said they were for the doctor. They were for a competency hearing, Robert explained. Your father was planning to have your grandmother declared incompetent so he could take control of her assets. You were helping him. I didn't know, Marcus protested. The officer spoke up. Mr. Johnson, you're under arrest for attempted fraud, elder abuse, and forgery. As they handcuffed Derek, he turned to me with venom. This house should be mine. I'm your son. That money should go to me. There it is, I said quietly. The real motive. You just wanted the property. You're a bitter old woman who's going to die alone, Derek spat as they led him away. Marcus stood frozen. Grandma, I didn't know. I really thought he'd changed. Get out, I said. Please, I'm sorry. He manipulated me. You're 20 years old, Marcus. Old enough to choose your father, who abandoned you over me, who raised you. I'll make it right, Marcus pleaded. Officer, I said, I want a restraining order against my grandson as well. Grandma, no! You helped him try to steal everything from me. Get out of my house. Robert put a hand on my shoulder. Mrs. Sarai, we should discuss the civil suit as well. The trial took 6 months. Derek was convicted of attempted fraud, elder financial abuse, and forgery. The judge sentenced him to 5 years in prison. Mr. Johnson, you targeted your own mother, the judge said sternly. You fabricated evidence, manipulated your son, and attempted to steal her assets. This court has no sympathy for you. Derek showed no remorse. She'll leave it all to charity anyway, he muttered. I deserved it. Marcus wasn't charged criminally, but I pursued a civil suit and removed him completely from my will. Robert helped me establish an ironclad estate plan, leaving everything to charities and Linda's family. Marcus tried to apologize multiple times. He sent letters, called Linda, even showed up at my door. Grandma, please, he begged during his last visit. I know I was wrong. I'll do anything to make this right. There's nothing to make right, I told him. You believed your father's lies because you wanted a father more than you wanted to protect me. He's my dad. I thought he'd changed. And I was the grandmother who raised you, who fed you, paid for your education, gave you a home when he threw you away. Who deserved your loyalty? Marcus had no answer. The restraining order is effective tomorrow, I continued. Don't contact me again. I've removed you from my will. When I die, you'll get nothing. I don't care about the money, Marcus said desperately. Then you're the only one. Now leave. I watched him walk away, and I felt nothing but relief. A year later, I'm still in my house, managing my life perfectly well. I've made new friends and started traveling with Linda. Derek remains in prison. Marcus tried to contact me twice more, but I refused. Some people say I should forgive them. That family is family. But those people don't understand that some betrayals can't be forgiven. Derek was always selfish, but Marcus? I raised that boy. I loved him, and he chose a man who'd abandoned him over the woman who'd sacrificed for him. I don't lie awake feeling guilty. I sleep soundly knowing I protected myself and taught both of them that actions have consequences. Derek wanted my house. Now he has a cell. Marcus wanted his father. Now he has neither. That's not revenge. That's justice. Have you ever been betrayed by family members you trusted most? Would you have forgiven them, or would you have done exactly what I did? Like and subscribe for more stories about people who refused to be victims and fought back the right way.